Well, it's quite obvious that I have to make another list. So I do have my bathroom list and I have my grocery list. And so this will be part of my bathroom list. And I do have a lot of things that I need to add to my bathroom list, and that shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, toothbrushes, hairbrushes, um, oils for my hair, things like that, cosmetics, face creams, things like that, underarm deodorant. So we're starting that list today. And there is one specific thing that I have been looking for so long, and I've had a hard time to find it. Well, guess where I found it? I found it at my favorite store, my East Indian store that's just, I think it's called Namaste, and it's just a little piece away from me. So having to travel there to get what it is that I need for my cosmetics or my bathroom care, it's all right because it's not really that far, and their cost is within my budget. So what I was looking today for was castor oil. And the reason why I was looking for castor oil is because when I had the stroke, I lost the outer quadrant of my eyebrows. And I have since had to draw them in. And I don't know, I'm getting a little old, and sometimes that line is a little bit crooked. And I'm noticing that the eyebrows are coming in white, and so there's the occasional time that I will pluck a white eyebrow out, or eyelash out, not eyelash, but eyebrow out, when it's kind of like sticking up in the wrong place, and they get really unruly, right? I think as you get older, the more unruly your hair gets. I mean, look at mine, right? So I was looking for castor oil because I heard that castor oil is good for growing your hair back. So I looked everywhere, and the videos that I watched said that you need to make sure that it's castor oil in a glass bottle, because the plastic will leach into the castor oil, or the castor oil will literally eat, over a period of time, will eat at that plastic container, and it will kind of like dissolve into the castor oil, and that will contaminate the castor oil. So I looked everywhere, and I did find it. I found it in a glass bottle at my local Shoppers Drug Mart. However, the price is out there. And at this time in the month, we're going toward the last 2 weeks of the month. I don't have the funds for that. I'm not able to afford that. And so, I kind of thought, okay, well, how am I going to do this? Sorry, I'm having a hard time with my legs. Um, yeah, I thought, how am I going to do this? And the girl said, well, senior day is coming. Yeah, she was so nice. Yeah, she's a beautiful little blonde with a Polish accent. She was just a beautiful young lady. And she said to me, she said, well, come back on Tuesday because Senior's Day is on Tuesday. And I was thinking, oh, Jesus. Anyway, I thanked her, and I'll probably go back on Tuesday to get a glass bottle of it, because you need to find a glass bottle of the castor oil without a Nexane. It's Nexane or whatever that is. Anyway, without that in it. So, any of the castor oil that I looked at today, they didn't have that Nexane. Nexane, I think it's called. Anyway, they didn't have it in the ingredients. In fact, most of them didn't even have any ingredients. It just talked about the fact that it was castor oil, and really nothing told me what the ingredients were. And even at the East Indian store, the ingredients are not on the bottle. I'll tell you, on the East Indian one, it says castor oil, oil de Ricia. It gives the address of the store, the email of the store, and that's it. The batch number. It was packed on July 2023, and it's best before June 26th. So that's not too bad, right? So they do put the expiry dates on, which is a good thing. But there's no ingredients on there. It just says castor oil. And the worst part is it's in a plastic bottle. Now, it's a high quality plastic bottle. It's not very thin. It's very, very thick. So I think it's a high quality. And it's made by Ashwin Pharma in India. So, yeah, and it was only $4 and some for this bottle. Now, because of my fear of the castor oil breaking down the plastic and contaminating the castor oil, what I have done is, from any of the oils that I buy, the onion essential oil or the uh, clove oil, when I first started buying it, I purchased the oils already made in these little bottles, but I saved the little bottles because opaque, that's the best bottle, and you pay big money for these. Opaque will make sure that the light doesn't ruin the oil that's in there. It won't go rancid with an opaque bottle, with this type of bottle. So I saved them all, and I had quite a few. And then I started to make my own oregano oil. Okay, so some of these have oregano oil in them. Then I started to make my own clove oil. So some of them have clove oil in them. And then I just shake them up. I use them for my teeth. I use them for, you know, if I have a blemish, things like that, right? So I do have a lot of them. And what I have done is I purchased the castor oil from the Indian store. And because of my fear, as I said, of the plastics leaching into the oil, I am going to take the oil out, which I've done, and I am going to put it in those opaque bottles. And I'm going to keep it in a little container. This is, those kefir bottles are good for something. There's, see down there? Yeah, and I'm figuring out what I can do with them, trust me. And I'm going to be making my own kefir, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So I cut one of these bottles apart, and I've got some of the castor oil. I took it from the plastic bottle, and I put it in these bottles. And I don't have a label for it, so I'm going to keep only 4 of them at a time. So one of these bottles, okay, filled 4, 5, 6 of these. And so, yeah, so that's pretty good. 6 of these. Normally I would pay $3 or $4 for one of these. So that's, let's say 4, right? So 4 times 4, that's 16 bucks. And, you know, 16 bucks plus 16 bucks is $32. So 6 of these, you basically, you know, we're looking at around 36 bucks with tax. So I think it got a pretty good deal. $4, and it gave me $36 worth of castor oil. So, and when you look at the castor oil in the drugstores, and I went to Rexall, I went to Shoppers, I went to some of the health food stores. The health food stores, the one particular that I went to, it was $27 for the same amount that I have here, $27. And, you know, basically, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. Just take it out of the bottle. Take it out of the plastic bottle and cut your losses kind of thing. So that's what I did. So I still have a little bit in there. But what I'm going to do with it, and what I have done with it, is I have used it for my skin. And it's oily. It's very, very oily. And you only need like a little drop, right? So I'm remembering I worked for a lady who was pretty rich at one time, and she used to buy these little oil-filled kind of like teardrops made out of plastic, and she would take one and she would just dot it, right? And she had beautiful skin, and she paid like $60 for these little tiny teardrop-filled oil plastics, right? And I'm pretty sure it was the same freaking oil that's in this castor oil. I'm telling you, because it has the same consistency. It's kind of sticky when you put it on, and it does absorb really good. I mean, look at my skin. And I don't have any foundation on today at all. Nothing at all. So I'm going to continue to use this on my skin. I just put a little bit on where I have like the smoker's lines from when I made that big mistake of starting to smoke, right? So I put it here. I put it on the bottom up there. Now I do have 2 long lines here, but that's from losing all the weight, and I do have dimples. Sorry. I have curly hair and dimples. What can I say? I'm a 63-year-old Goldilocks. Anyway, yeah, so oh, sometimes. Anyway, so I'm going to continue to put the castor oil on my skin where my wrinkles are. And I have, today, I put some in my belly button. And the reason I put it in my belly button is because apparently your belly button absorbs everything, gets to almost everything, right? So you take a little bit, you put it inside your belly button, and it will be absorbed into your system. And what that does is that will basically get rid of any clots that you have. If you have kidney stones, it will help to get rid of it. They did show on one of the videos I watched how to make a poultice with castor oil and how to put it onto your, wherever you would have, like let's say you have kidney stones, so you could make a plaster and you would literally put it on, like literally tape it to your body and leave it there overnight, and that will help over time to break down those kidney stones or any type of clots or any type of calcification that you have. And so you know what, I have heart problems, I had a stroke, and I'm going to utilize this. I'm going to give it a shot. Now, I'm not saying this works. I'm just saying I'm going to try it. This is me. This is just me trying all the things I can try to keep myself going for the next 10, 20 years if I can keep my fingers crossed, right? But moreover, it's for my eyes. And I did put some on my eyes. I also heard that it's good for your eyelashes. Now, as you notice, my eyelashes, I have a little bit of color on them today, but my eyelashes are very, very thin, very, very thin. So I'm going to put a little bit on my eyelashes. I'm going to put it on my eyebrows. Definitely, it already has shown me the benefit on my skin. My skin looks shiny. It looks amazing. I'm really pleased with that. So I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to put it in my belly button because of the fact that I did have a stroke. I do have, I must have had some type of calcification because I had a clot, right? And so I'm going to see what I can do to battle that. And apparently this does the trick. So we're going to give it a shot. We're going to see how I feel. I'm basically going to check to see if my eyebrows are, if it's going to work on my eyebrows and encourage them to grow back. So that is something that I'm going to do. But, you know, think of it. $4 for this. That's it. That's all. But how many millions and trillions of dollars are we putting into our healthcare system when maybe some of these supplements would help? I'm not saying that they would do it all, but I'm saying it might help. Well, I know it will help with my wrinkles, and that's what this grocery list is about. This is about my, basically my bathroom needs. So my shampoos, conditioners, my oils, and indeed this is going to be on my list. So I shall see you in the next video. The good Lord be willing. Bye.